All right, again, hello. Thank you for joining. Welcome to Lunch Break Learning with Coach Shaquan. I am so excited about this opportunity to help you all take a break from work and I hear all the time this whole I'm working on myself. Okay, well, let's go ahead and let's add something to that, add some substance to that so that you can really progress and move forward and have those breakthroughs. So because you're here, I am making a large assumption that you know enough about me that I need no introduction. So we're going to go past that part and get into the meat and potatoes because we got a lunch break 30 minutes here. Okay. So today's topic, this dropped in my spirit, and for those that know me, you know that I am a words girl. I am a storyteller, and I really, really value that place of really understanding your self awareness and your mindset, and of course, your belief system. And so the title came up to me, and it said, "Let's talk about: Are you strong, stressed, stuck, or stretched?" And when I shared this with Miss Aura the other day, she said, "Ooh," so I was like, "Okay, so this is gonna be a good topic." Okay, okay. So I'm so excited. So I like to start off everything with a reminder of energy, and so how we really talk about energy and how it really impacts uh, what we think, how we feel, and what we do as a result. So there are two types of energy that I'm always going to discuss. People talk about it. I'm going to teach you about energy. So our first one is called anabolic energy, and anabolic energy is healing, constructive, and success focused. When we are in a place of feeling our anabolic energy flowing through us, it is telling us that we are less stressed, that we are in a position where we have access to more opportunities, to more resources, to things that can really help us to move forward in whatever goal or task we are trying to accomplish. So I really like to think of anabolic energy again. If you're feeling your best, you feel like the vibes going down, it is the place to be. Okay. On the other hand, we talk about catabolic energy, and catabolic energy is draining, destructive, and fear based. When we are in a place of catabolic energy, we are experiencing a level of stress that becomes very heavy. And when our body is under stress, our mind says, okay, so we got to do something to get through this. And we release these chemicals that begin to eat away at our healthy cells. And so if you think about the stress, the anxiety, the overwhelmment, the frustration, the disappointments, all of those things, anything that can make you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulder, you are experiencing catabolic energy. Okay. So those are our two. We'll talk anabolic energy and catabolic energy. And so when I thought about this, I'm like, I have this internal piece that makes me want to just reach out and hug someone when I hear them talk about being the strong friend or when there's any reference to being the strong friend. So let's talk about the definition of strong and really understanding if that's the position you're in. Are you the strong friend? Do you want to be the strong friend, or what that really looks like? So by definition, we look at the word strong as feeling mentally or emotionally resilient, right? If you feel strong and you feel like you're in a position of power, you're really capable of handling your challenges and your setbacks that you have. You're able to bounce back and really get through them or push through stress, things of that sort. So there is no good, bad, right, or wrong about being the strong friend or someone who deems themselves as strong. So on the anabolic side of that, again, being strong can mean confidence and resilience, and it really uh, uh, influences your high esteem. So how you view yourself, right? I'm in the process of working out and watching my body transform. So when I started off lifting, the little 20 pounds. I thought it was like, and now I'm up to, 50 and 60 pounds lifting. So I'm like, wow, that makes me feel strong, right? So we can be the strong friend because coach is strong right now. You want to see? All right, we going no, not another time. Okay. Or when we look at the catabolic side of being strong, it can be emotional exhausting. It can lead you to isolation, burnout, anxiety, and being strong sometimes suppresses those emotions and it pushes us into positions of feeling weak. Okay. Have you ever experienced that? Wanting to be strong, and please feel free to use the comments and in chatter. We want to make this interactive as well. Um, that if you've ever felt like you have been the strong friend, right? The one that needs to handle things for everybody, to take care of things, to uh, put your emotions off to the side, right? You can't say you're having a down day because uh, people will perceive, right? Or the perception you give is, I don't want to be weak. So here's something that I want to share with you. At some point, there is value in being strong enough to know when you need to be weak. Okay. There is value in being strong enough to know when you need to be weak. Now, in Coach Shaquan land, I use everything as an acronym, right? Acronyms help me learn, they help me remember, and they help hold me accountable for my thought action pattern. And so when I'm thinking about the word weak, what if you were to turn that into an acronym? What would your week really stand for? Okay. Be strong enough to know when you need to be weak. And so when I think about weak, it is be strong enough to know when I need to be wise, right? Be strong enough to know when I need to monitor my energy. Am I in catabolic mode or am I in anabolic mode? Uh, it means to be aware, it means to be accountable. Sometimes I'm being so strong, I'm being the strong friend, I'm being the strong wife, I'm being the strong daughter. Okay, I need to be aware when I no longer have the capacity to handle all of the things that I'm supposed to be strong about. Okay. And so recognizing what type of strong you are is going to be valuable, especially when we're talking about taking a break to work on you, right? To identify those things that are really causing the stress in your life, the things that are holding you back, the things that are making you play small. So, again, the assignment there is be strong enough to know when you need to be weak and to really identify what weak means. Because oftentimes we carry things and we got to get everything done and we want to make sure that we're up to date. Nobody sees us struggling, all of those things. And it may be time for you to be weak, however you define that. Okay. All right. So let's move on to our next one. So, are you stressed? Yes, child. Yes. Who amongst us is not? Okay. Raise your hand if you're not stressed, right? So, stress is one of those things that it's an experience, right? So, think about that. Strong is a feeling, stressed is an experience. So when you have your mental and emotional strain due to any external pressures, demands, or perceived threats, you become stressed. It is an experience, okay? And so we're also thinking about how energy is playing into this. So we're in this place of catabolic energy. Our catabolic energy is our draining, destructive, fear-based energy. It can cause dis-ease, okay? Dis-ease, not being comfortable, right? Having the weight of the world on your shoulders. And we know if we take the word dis-ease and we put it together, it leads to disease, right? And so now we're talking all types of mental diseases, physical diseases, right? Those spiritual diseases. Let's dis-ease, right? Really looking at how we are uncomfortable when we're in those places of being stressed. Now, the interesting part is from an anabolic perspective, in small doses, stress can actually be a self motivator. Okay. Like, how often, let me know, how often do you find yourself working under pressure? It's the last minute, you got to get something done, right? Next week is teacher appreciation week. I was talking with a client and feeling overwhelmed about having to get something done for this, or this is a deadline here, or you got to do something like that. Like, yet in our mind, we say, I work better under pressure. And it's like, oh, do we? Do we work better under pressure? Tracy says, is that not the only way of life? Exactly. Like, what? Is that not normal? Exactly. So we want to monitor that it can be some value to experiencing stress because it helps you get stuff done. Okay. On the other hand, another thing about stress too, stress can be an increase in your awareness. When you are stressed, and you are in that place of knowing and recognizing, right? Being aware, it's a great place to say, hey, stop, pause, take a deep breath. I am stressed, and then go through your tools or strategies, whatever that may be, to begin to decrease that stress. That's also where check your BS comes in. We're gonna talk about that too. So there are some anabolic, right? Some positive, if you will, things to having or experiencing stress. On the other hand, I think we are very clear on what catabolic things come from stress. So think about anything catabolic, anything draining, destructive, or fear based that you may be experiencing right now. And I want you to drop it in the chat. What might be causing you stress right now? No good, bad, right, or wrong. It's what may be causing you stress right now. Ooh, in my mind, I'm like, well, where do we start? Where do we start? Work. Yes, that's why we're taking a break from work. Work can definitely be a place of stress. Um, I'm feeling the end of the year wrap up, right? I'm feeling stressed from summer planning schedules with kids. Uh, it's just a lot of things that come in there. We have someone setting boundaries, absolutely. Um, that can be in that place because you have this experience that really breaks into that mental and emotional strain, right? What pressures, what demands, what are you perceiving to be a threat? How will I respond to someone? How is someone going to respond to me when I put those boundaries in place? So you absolutely can be in that space. And when we are in there, we again do not have the capacity, right, to really make those choices that work best with us because also now your fear is coming into that space too, right? Um, Someone says all of my responsibilities trying to figure out birthday. Ooh, when your birthday? Because I'm like, what are we going? Birthday's coming up. What are we doing? Is it birthday for you? A birthday for me? Birthday for the kids? Like what? Like what are we doing here? So absolutely a place that stress can come in. Because what they say, life be life, and yes. All right, so let's talk about stuck. Stuck is that process or the feeling of being immobilized, right? Unable to make progress, unable to do something, to make a move, to take action. And being stuck is truly caused by your internal, let's be clear, your internal barriers. So fears, self-doubts, your limited beliefs, your assumptions. These are all the things that I love teaching, and I love helping people to really get clear on, because some of the things that we are stressed about, some of the things that we feel are stuck, are truly from your own belief system, what you're thinking about yourself. Okay. So thoughts create feelings, feelings create emotions, emotions create actions. What you think becomes what you do. And so if you think you are stuck, right? Or if you feel stuck, think about what the thought is. Why am I stuck? What does stuck feel like? What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? People are like, wait, coach, why are you going through all of like, yeah, your five senses? Your five senses is part of your self-awareness, right? Being aware of what your body is experiencing. And then you can go back and we can really begin to, again, check the belief systems and really detect what are lies that may be blocking us, right? Part of the internal barriers that we think that we're stuck. Now, the anabolic side of being stuck is also heightened awareness. How often are you able to say, I'm stuck? Like, ooh, I feel stuck. When you are aware of that feeling, you're aware that there's no action that's coming as a result of that. That's a good thing, right? That's helping you to be aware. Question says, can others keep us in the stuck realm? Oh, that's a trick question in the sense that it can be that's subjective to certain people. I love this question. That's subjective. Again, can others keep you stuck? Because technically, no one can make you do or place you anywhere that you don't want to be, that you choose not to be. Now, part of that where I go, ooh, comes in is that we find ourselves being the strong one and the helper, healer, fixer, where I will help you, heal you, fix you. I will be there, make myself available for you. And when whoever you are wanting to help, right, when they're stuck, you find yourself standing on the side of them, trying to motivate them, cheer them on, like pour so much into them to get them going that you stuck too. You know, how we both, right? We both trying to call a ride. You know, like, we both need the same thing. So we also must be mindful of giving to others what we don't have the capacity to give to ourselves. Okay, right? Doing for others and not doing for yourself. Or here we go. Be mindful not to request of them what you do not require of yourself. Okay, be mindful not to request from them what you do not require from yourself. That absolutely can keep you stuck. Great question. Thank you. All right. And so let's talk about this last one, which is stretched. Because look, we're on a short lunch break. So I'm giving big doses. I'm going to fill you up, right? I'm going to serve you well. And then we are going to have an opportunity to ask any questions if anyone would like to. And we'll wrap up our lunch break. Okay. So this one is one that, that came into my spirit a couple of years ago when I felt like I was experiencing a lot of stress, right? So I felt all of these. I felt strong, I was experiencing stress, I felt stuck. And I like to make sure that we're clear on this. I am a Christian. So from my perspective and my belief, as for me and the humans in my house, we serve the Lord. Okay. So my belief system around being stretched is it is again an experience of discomfort or some type of challenges that begins to push you beyond your self-assigned limits. Okay. It is an experience of discomfort that challenges you, or it's a challenge that you have to push beyond your self-assigned limits. Now, the part of this that becomes spiritual for me is because the spirit spoke to me and said, I'm not stressing you, I am stretching you. And I bypassed, I said, oh Lord, hold on. Wait, say that again. Say it again, Lord, because I want to make sure I heard what you said. And I heard the spirit say, this is I'm not stressing you. I don't impose that. Okay. That's not what I do. What you are experiencing, though, is that you are being stretched because I see you playing small. I've given you the assignment, right? You have all of the directions, you have the tools, you have the strategies, you have everything you need in this moment to get started doing what I have assigned for you to do. I said, oh, okay. So that's the stretch that I'm feeling. Okay. I said, oh, okay, okay, okay. And the anabolic side of that is that when you are being stretched, you are able to practice your faith and your obedience. Okay. So it makes perfect sense why we think, hey, I'm supposed to be strong. I'm feeling strong, or you're experiencing stress, right? Or you're feeling stuck, because those are the things that keep us away from honoring who we have been called to be, what we've been assigned to do. Okay. So really, are you strong? Are you stressed? Are you stuck? Or are you being stretched? That's the question. And also, what I know to be true is we often are searching for answers that we already have. So it's not the answer you're looking for, it's the question that you haven't asked. So again, when you think about where you are in your life and your relationships, or like I say, from the bedroom to the boardroom and everywhere in between, are you being strong? Are you being stressed? Are you stuck? Or are you being stretched? I'm looking in here. Yes, stretched. And you know the feeling. Pay attention to the way that it makes you feel, right? And really have the courage to be honest with yourself about yourself, where you are, and what you might be contributing to some of those catabolic, draining, destructive, fear-based thoughts and feelings that you're experiencing as a result of you procrastinating, overthinking, resisting the instructions and the assignments that you have for this moment and at this part of your journey, wherever you are. Does that make sense? All right. I want you all to take a deep breath in and let it out. Let's take a deep breath in and let it out. And one more deep breath in and let it out. All right, I'm going to open up for some questions here. Let's see, go back and make sure I didn't miss anything in the chat. Ooh, 8 pounds and struggling. You know, they say the last, 10 are the hardest to lose, allegedly. I don't know. I hadn't got to the last 10, so I don't know. Or when I get there, I'm right. I'm not at the last 10. I'm like at the last 15, and it's a struggle. Right? I feel stuck. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you all so much for engaging in the chat. Says is still being in the stress state's a good answer because yes, it could be. Your environment can actually be part of that. What's stressing you or what makes you feel stuck or those types of things. Yeah, so we have to consider that as well. Let's see. We answered the question about can others oh, sports mom. So this is interesting because I am going to thank you, Tracy. I am going to I've had this vision of segmenting these conversations and doing more cocktails and conversations. And I know the person, I'm not mentioning names because this is being recorded, the person that commented on being a sports mom and a wife, always stressed. Yes, 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 yes. Because God, what do you want me to do? Where is this going? What are we doing? But I have thought considered having just an intimate conversation of cocktails and conversations with groups of people who have common interests, and one of them are sports moms. Like like it's a whole nother life. It's a whole nother life, right? And so really thinking about those positions and the things that you're doing and the places you're showing up, and what we can learn to let go and to delegate, right? Sometimes being strong and us really thinking that we have to get it all done and we have to make everything available and we have to be available to other people, especially to the kids. You know, I know some people say F them kids. You know, I got a soft spot for the kids, right? But every now and then they're gonna be all right? They are going to be all right. What's most important is that you are in a position to lead by example. And that is how you will honor yourself and how you will care for yourself and really be clear when it's time for you to take your next break. I want to thank you all so much for joining Lunch Break Learning with Coach Shaquan. This is our inaugural session. I am being obedient and knowing that God is stretching me to get out and to serve and to be a vessel for some of the messages that He has. So I am grateful for the opportunity to be in front of you. Please check your chat. If you are not currently on my newsletter, there's a link to join there. If you are interested in taking the masterclass that's online, we have some new ones that'll be loaded this month. The one that is out there now is about procrastination and obedience. So please take that. And when we end this call, you're going to get a survey. So please do me a favor, fill out the survey. If you found this valuable, if you see other topics that you want to join for the rest of for the sessions that we have coming up, please tell a friend to tell a friend because we are building a community here. And I'm so grateful that you trust me enough to be your leader. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see you next time.